Hey Internet, it's Adam. Today is Monday, August 3rd, and this weekend we lost someone who I spent a lot of time with growing up. Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, if you watched wrestling in the 80s and 90s, you know exactly who he is. He was one of my all-time favorites, and as a kid, I really loved wrestling. Like, it was one of my favorite things to watch, no doubt about it. I was always more of a fan of WWF. I was never so big into ECW or WCW, any of those. WWF definitely was my favorite. And so I want to talk today a little bit about who my favorite all-time wrestlers are. And by all-time, basically I just mean the late 80s and early 90s, because that's really the only time period I was into it. Now, we all know guys like Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant. Of course, love all of those guys. But some of my favorites, tag team, the Steiner brothers. Do you guys remember Rick and Scott Steiner? So awesome. Probably my all-time favorite tag team, I would say. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hey-o! Oh, one of my favorites. I remember when WWF came to Anchorage, he came to town, and they sold these little styrofoam 2x4s. Remember, he carried like the 2x4 in the American flag? And I must have looked like a little nerd when I was in, I don't know, I was probably 10 or 11 or 12, carrying around this little styrofoam 2x4, thinking I was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. By the way, I used to want to be a wrestler. Like, that was my goal in life. When I was a young kid, I wanted to be the WWF. My name, the Atom Bomb. Come on, it's perfect. That would even be my finishing move, would be the Atom Bomb. It would annihilate everything. Dang it. I really feel like I missed a call with that. So other guys that I loved, I liked the Road Warriors. Remember them? Tag team. So awesome. So, yeah. Owen Hart Brothers, liked those guys. Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man, did not like him. My least favorite wrestler, though, Jake the Snake Roberts. Why? I'm terrified of snakes. Terrified of snakes, and you'd always bring them, remember, you'd bring them out in the bag and have them, and they'd kind of sneak out. That's pretty much when I would tune out. Like, I would change the channel, or I would just not want to watch, because I don't even want to see snakes on TV. So Jake the Snake Roberts, not a fan. But this past weekend, Rowdy Roddy Piper, one of the best. I don't know anybody who didn't like him. He was one of the all-time iconic, classic wrestlers. Passed away. Super sad to hear that. It's always sad when you hear someone who you watched a lot or knew a lot growing up when they pass away. So I was sad to hear that. Tell me below, did you watch WWF or WCW or ECW or any of those back in the day? I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about people now, because I don't even know who they are. But if you want to talk classic wrestling, leave me some comments down below. I want to hear who your favorite wrestlers were. I want to hear who your favorite matches were. Of all the things, like, I loved Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, probably my favorite. WrestleMania, obviously classic. Have to love that. SummerSlam, oh man, I could go on forever. Thank you for watching. Leave some comments below. Thumbs up this video. Subscribe if you have not. And the Atom Bomb, we'll see you guys later this week.